Good evening. Hope we're doing well still. This is the next portion of this. This is a technology demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so that we can take a look at the technology portion of this. I'm going to minimize this for now and close all that. And I'm going to open a new Word document. So new blank. I'm going to go ahead and save this on my desktop. I just want to make sure I get the file name right because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't. UD video. Again, it's a docx, so I'm going to save that. Now I'm supposed to copy and paste a bunch of stuff from this document that's over here. So I'm going to copy all of that and I'm going to paste it. And even though these two lines right here are going to drive me insane, I'm not going to change their formatting because that's how I got them. So I will change this to heading 1. I will change the text to black and I will make that bold. Now, if I were the one doing this and I wanted my entire document to be consistent, I would, instead of just clicking heading 1 with my left mouse button, I click it with my right and say modify. And rather than having it be what it currently is, I change this to black text and I click the bold thing and then all of it would come out that way. Every heading 1 would look like that. But I'm not going to do that now because that would kind of defeat the purpose of doing this. So like I said, since I found the spacing that way in the document, I'm going to leave it the way it is. This is supposed to be heading 2, black also, and bold. So that's been done. And then I'm deleting all the red text. No, sorry. So it says that this one is supposed to be normal. So I'm going to delete that. Highlight this bit and click the normal. Now, notice that that added a space after the last line. So when I look at the modification on my normal paragraph, it says after 8 point. I'm pretty sure that I added that myself and made that universal to all of my documents, but I'm not entirely sure. So maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And I wanted to make sure that I showed that that is how my normal is set. So this is supposed to be heading 2. Again, black and bold. So take that out. This is heading 3. Black and bold. This one is supposed to be normal, so I will click the normal. I don't do it. There we go. This one is heading 3, and black and bold. So all of these are normal. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight those. Click the normal, added spaces in between, because even if they're the same type, it is supposed to add space in between. This is a heading 2. So heading 2, make it black and bold. Let's take that out. This is normal. This is normal. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this and say, okay, Normal. Now it says apply numbered list to the 3 steps. So there's my numbered list. So that's been done. I'm now deleting this stuff that's here and the excess space. I'm now doing a next line so that I can go ahead and do the next part. The next part says that we want to insert a hyperlink. It uses text for navigation. So there's a URL that's given. I'm going to highlight that URL in the other document, and I'm going to come over here, and it says link the word Pillsbury in the second line of text to that. Oh, second line of text, I see this one. I think that this one should be the one. So I double click on it, it's highlighted, and then I can right click to get the link, and that'll take me to this screen. Or I can go to insert link, and again, insert that link right there, and okay, and now it's a link, and if I do control click, that opens up that Pillsbury page that was in the link. Okay. Insert an image below the recipe text. Okay, so I'm going to go insert. I want to put in a picture. I do online pictures because that's what it says. And it says to put in an apple from Creative Commons only. I am choosing this one. I chose this one because I played around with this a little bit before I recorded it. And I found the least distortion in this one when I turn off the aspect ratio, which I'll show you in just a minute. So it says to make this one 1 inch by 1 inch. So I come in here and I say, okay, I want this to be 1 inch, and I want this to be 1 inch. And it goes, nope, not doing it. So if I click this little arrow next to size, I get this whole layout thing, and it says lock aspect ratio. I can turn that off, and then I am able to change this to a 1. That allows me to modify the length to width ratio comparative to what it started with. So I do that, and that modifies it so it's higher than it was. So as tall as it is wide now, even though that is the way that I started. So I've gone ahead and done that. Now I'm supposed to insert a table after that. So I'm going to go to insert table, 3 columns, 2 rows. So there's that. I am supposed to have name, office phone, and office location, Dr. Annette Nan Hartley, and just notation for that. Dr. Neely, it always refers to himself as Neely, and I noticed in his signature that it said Neely in quotations, and I asked him about it. He told me that the department had been sued by somebody, and only that student only knew the nickname of the person that was doing this, and that got them in some hot water because the student didn't sue the right person, and that person didn't legally exist, and therefore that was a problem. So he has asked that we do this. So my office phone is 843-574-6699, and my office location, I'm going to put this here, is building 970 302 L. And I'm supposed to present evidence of header row, first row, and banded row applied to table design. So I'm in table design, okay? I see that the header row is marked, first column is marked, and the banded rows are marked. Now, I don't see a first row, so I'm assuming that that's a typo and it should say first column, but I'm not entirely sure. What that means is that if I was to select something, a table design, that had things like that, like this one, you would see that the first line is different than every other line. The lines are alternating in color, and the first column is treated differently than the rest of them. So the first column here is always bold. Okay, so that's what all of that refers to. I'm not going to actually put that on there, but that's what that refers to. So like I said, I'm assuming that this is meant to be first column because I don't see a first row other than the header row. So there you go. Let's check my because yeah, no, I don't see it there either. Okay, I didn't think so. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, Now accessibility checker. So it says right here, accessibility investigate. So let's click that, and it says that there's an error. Now, one of the other things. Check accessibility. So it's under review if you want to go that way. And there's the check accessibility. You can look at alt text only, navigation pane only, focus, options, accessibility. You want the check accessibility. So that's what we've got open here. Now it says missing alternative text, and that's for picture one. And that's this guy right here. So if I need to add a description, then okay, fine. I can come in here and I can say red apple on a table in front of an orchard. So it's not decorative. It has an alt text now, and I hit enter on that, and that takes care of that issue. If I then go back to the accessibility, it says good to go, and if I click it, it does actually say no accessibility issues found. People with disabilities should not have difficulty reading this document. All right, cool. So now it says we're going to save this as a PDF. So file, save as. That takes me into PDF. I'm going to be saving this to my desktop, but I'm actually replacing an old document. So yes, I'm saving that. So that's going to bring up this document in Acrobat Pro because this is what I have now. What it says is how to validate if text is selectable and searchable. So I want to do searchable first. So I'm just going to click this. I'm going to say Control F. Because if you come in here and you say edit and you say find, that should be Control F. And you should get this button right here. In this, I should be able to type, and I can't. I don't know exactly what's happening, but my Adobe Acrobat Pro never seems to work when I'm trying to fill in things. So what I'm going to do so that we can get around this and I can show you what you need to see, because I don't believe that there's a way to skin this cat, I'm going to go ahead and go to all apps and my content, say, okay, fine. I would like to take this UD video PDF and take it up here, and it says, oh, I can't do that there, so let me take it to the OneDrive. And it says, oh, okay, you can do that here. I'm going to copy this over here and replace the one that's already there because, like I said, I practiced this a little bit. So I'm going to close my Adobe Acrobat Pro that's there, and then I'm going to see if I can find the document. So it's right here. And I'm going to open that. And it says, okay, we have this lovely thing. I'm going to say open in browser. And this takes me into Acrobat here. So what I can do in here is say Control F, and that says find text in document, APPLE. And it highlights everything that says Apple. I can scroll through to each selection, make a decision about what I'm going to do. That is entirely possible. And I can highlight this and select it to do whatever. So I can add comments, I can highlight it, I can underline it, I can cross it out, I can copy it, whatever I am looking to do, I can do that. So that's evidence of selecting and searching for multiple instances of the word apple. Like that. It will take me through each. So there's that. And the next thing we're supposed to look at is the accessibility of web pages. So I'm going to close all of this happy stuff and I'm going to come back into D2L. I'm going to come into a sort of empty shell that I have. So this has been used for absolutely nothing. If I go to content, I have created one module in here just so that I can put a page in it. So I say create new HTML document. And this brings me in here. I'm going to call this apple pie. And then I'm supposed to add a bunch of text to this. So just to make my life easier, I'm going to pull this over so it's easier for me to see the text that I'm supposed to be putting in here. And then I'm not going to look at this very much. So apple pie by Jessica Donald, her first published poem. I can see the apple pie. I smell the sweet iced treat. I can hear the timer thing that says it's time to eat. Okay, so that's all of the text that I'm supposed to put in. Okay, awesome. Now, to do some of the rest of this stuff, I didn't spell that right. Spiced. There we go. Fix that. And it states that I should be able to link the word spiced to an Encyclopedia Britannica article. So if I come back in here and I double click this, if I double click it, it highlights the whole thing, including the space after it. I don't like that. So I can click the add edit link and that takes me right here. And I can put that there and say create, or I can come up here and do URL and do it from there. It takes me to the same place. So since I lost my selection, come back here, do URL, and then paste the URL that I was given. We then have options. Do I want that to be a whole window, take up the whole window? Do I want it in the same frame, or do I want it in a new window? Personally, I like them to open in new windows, so we'll do that. That way they can come directly back if they, if they were looking at something and needed to refer to something else, they can come directly back to where they were. So there's that. Insert an image below the poem. So we're going to insert an image. It says to use any image I want. So I'm going to go ahead and insert image from my computer and upload. And I'm going to choose this image, just a really cute little cat. Say add, and ask for alt text. Cute black cat. And of course I've already added this, so we'll just overwrite it. And there's my little black cat. So, and oh look, I put that in the wrong place because it's not after that text. So I'm gonna have to delete that, come back down here, and then do the insertion again because I did it in the wrong place. Go awesome. And there's the cute cat with no text after it. So awesome, I did that right. Cool. We then want to add a table after that. So I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to go to insert other. This is table. This is insert table 3 by 2, 3 columns, 2 rows. We then get our happy little table that's here. Here we have name, office, phone, and office location. And that's the information that I was asked to put in the table. So name, office phone, office location, Dr. Nan Hartley, 843-574-6699 and 970-302L. Okay, awesome. Now it says apply the header tag to the 3 cells in the first row. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to say, okay, let's make that heading 1. I don't think that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to come in here and say source code. I want to look at my source code and I want to find where that table is. So I have table, table body, table row, then all of that happy stuff. I want these first 3 to be header rows. So I'm going to add the header tag. Notice that it adds the close of the header tag right after that. That is not where I want that. So I think, actually, hold on. Let me try something. Sorry. If you get it closed appropriately, that should work. They're not paired appropriately. And I'm going to save that. So I think that that should be what I want, but let's check the accessibility and see. So this is the accessibility checker. I'm going to check that. Selected text appears to be a list. List should be formatted using a list tag. Just in case I didn't know what that meant, I can open this and it talks about ordered lists, unordered lists, and definition lists. That's what those 3 things refer to. I do not want an ordered list because that would give me numbers. I don't want that. So I want an unordered list. So that's a UL. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to look at my code again. I want that up here. So for my apple pie first poem, right here is where I want to put that unordered list. And then I'm going to need to move the stuff that's in the unordered list into this list item. I can see the apple pie. There's not a real great way to drag and drop stuff in this thing, so I'm not really bothering. And this doesn't need to be indented, but it gives me the willies if it's not. So I smell that sweet. And I don't want to deal with all the tag stuff. Like I don't want to misspelling it. So I'm just going to highlight all of this. Since I can't drag and drop well here, I'm going to go ahead and copy that, paste it there, and then I can get rid of this. I then want to come back and do another list item. I can hear the hammer ring. And another list on that says it's time to eat. And then I can get rid of those things right there and say save. And so now we have this right here. Okay. Which is going to be recognized as a list. So, awesome possum, I have done that. And then we're going to save, but not close. So we save the document. Yay, it's been saved. I want to edit the page again to capture its text. So in order to do that, I need to do an inspection. I need to highlight something. And it says that I want to locate and present the following HTML tags. Oh, highlight the text apple pie. Right click and say inspect. And so now I can see all of the tags that go with all of this stuff. Okay. And locate and present the following HTML tags within the document as you scroll through the inspection results, expanding areas to reveal more code tags. Heading 1 tag, which is an H1. Okay, so can I find an H1 somewhere? I should be able to find an H1. Be helpful if I actually applied it. So this should be an H1, which shockingly should show up now. This should have been heading 2, heading 3, change color to where is it? 990006. Enter on that and say save. And okay, awesome. Now, that's much better. So if I wanted to inspect this, we can see that that's an H1. There's an H2 below it, an H3, and I can see it's H1 apple pie. H2 and H3, and again, H2 is Jessica McDonald, H3 is her first published poem, which is in a different color. So there you go. Paragraph tag. This is a paragraph tag right here. So like around that picture, there's a paragraph there. Alt text for the image. So if I'm looking at this particular image, what I see, where the heck are you? cute black cat. That's exactly what I typed for the alt for that. And then a table row tag. So this is my table. If I open this up, I see there's a body and there are rows. Table row. So there you go. We can then close our inspection results. And we can save and close this. And that's it. So that's everything that we were supposed to do. So I hope that takes you through everything that you needed to see in terms of the technology stuff. If you have any questions, comments, problems, let me know. And I will talk to you guys again later. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. I stopped the share and stop the recording. Have a good one.